Okay, so at this point we've finished setting up GitHub and we are able to deploy our code live to production using the Heroku servers. So what I'm going to do is sign back in. Go ahead and sign in if you signed out into Nitrous. I'm going to go to my IDE here. And then from here, I'm going to jump back into our application directory. So remember, it is under Simple Codecasts SaaS. So I'm going to type cd, and I can do this in one line, just workspace. Remember, you can use the tab key to autocomplete, and then Simple Codecasts SaaS. So I'm going to hit enter. So now I'm in there, and I'm using the master branch with Git. So what I'm going to show you right now is how do we preview our code. So before we deploy our code to Heroku, we would want to work on it and preview it and look at it first as a developer, right? So whenever you're making changes to your application, you don't want the public to see every last change you make. You may want to look at it in the browser first, play with it a bit, test it out, and then deploy it to the customer. So first of all, let's look at our production website first. So we can do Heroku and then domains and hit enter. And that should give us back the domain name for that Heroku application we have set up. So if I copy that and paste it here in a new browser window, keep in mind that it may take a second for it to load. What Heroku does is puts your application server to sleep when it's not being used regularly by yourself or your visitors or customers. So we're looking now at our actual web application on production, live for the public to see. And as we can see here, we've got this kind of page you were looking for doesn't exist error, and that's okay. That's because we haven't set up any home pages or anything like that. But just keep in mind, this is where you can always go to look at your home page or your web application. And keep in mind, your domain is going to be different from mine. It's going to have some other auto-generated name here, .herokuapp.com, and you'll want to copy yours to look at it. Now, so going back to the point, how do we preview it? How do we look at it first before we make changes and send it to the public? Well, the way we do that in Rails is we type this special command, bundle exec for execute, and then Rails s, or you can just type out the full word server. That's interchangeable. You could just type s or server here. Now, if I hit enter, this command prompt is going to change into a server log. Okay, so what we just did here is we've set up a software server, and we have this preview address right here where we can look at it. Now, I'm not going to copy that. In Nitrous, the way we go to look at our preview of our application is you go up here to preview, left click, and then click on port 3000, not the one with the SSL. That's a security layer that we're not using right now. So just port 3000. Should open a new tab, and there you go. So this is our actual web application homepage here in Rails. So remember, anytime we want to see that, anytime we want to preview it first, all the changes we're making, we have to type in this bundle execute Rails server command. And you can just type S for short there. So also keep in mind, to close this back down, you can just hit Control-C right here. And you should be able to close it down. Okay, and so now that it's closed down, if I go back to this tab that was open and I refresh it, you're going to see that the server is not running right now. Okay, so that's the idea here, is you have to run that Rails server anytime you want to preview your work in a browser. So again, just to show you, we would do bundle exec, and remember, you can use tab to autocomplete, the tab key. Okay, so Rails, and this time I'm just going to type S. Okay, and it's going to do the same thing. It's going to start up the software server, and that means now this software server is ready to accept page requests. It's ready for the browser to serve up our web application. So if we go back here and hit enter, just refresh that page, there we go. This is the default home page of a Rails application.